Guys, happy morning. Happy morning. We will do it once so that we don't miss it. See, actually, what you should do is, in order to get fine-tuned to whatever the learning what we do, early morning revision is always the best. As a teacher also, our schedule has to be to get up before Brahma Muhurta. That means after the sun rises and before the sun rises. This is called as the most sacred part of our 24 hours day and night sequence. So if you can get up early in the morning during Brahma Muhurta and sit for meditation and actually try and recollect few things that you will have to do for today, it will be a best way to start your day. So as a leader, when I actually check up all successful leaders, they have one thing in common. Most of the successful leaders always have an habit of getting up early in the morning. They will always be getting up at 4 a.m. So we call this as miracle morning anta. Whenever you have free time, I would love if you could visit one of the website which says Miracle Morning. The person who actually started this website, he writes how he was influenced by this early morning routine and how it changed him from whatever he was to something very big, something very magical. So please visit this website called as Miracle Morning. It is a beautiful website. It talks about what can be the difference by getting up early in the morning and starting your day, and how would you look at it from the perspective of your growth as a leader. So we will talk about those aspects. One more very important aspect for us as a teachers is, when we say we are teaching the students, the teaching attitude has to be more in us. Because as long as we don't keep learning new things, we will definitely not be able to teach students new things. As age starts going upper, there is a tendency that we may not have such active memory system. So we tend to forget things. It is natural. At 35, beautiful. At 40, beautiful. 45, beautiful. But as age starts growing, in one particular vertical you will become excellence, but still you will always have a difficulty in remembering things. So there are certain yogic exercises. When you religiously practice this, you can improve your memory. If time permits, I'll be working on that, because anyway we are expecting the power to come. I would like to put you on to certain activities. When I especially talk about few practices of yoga that can actually improve not the students' study skills also, our study skills also. At any point of time, if I can remember whatever the answer the students are expecting, it is beautiful. But most of the time we tend to forget. We need references. So in order to have a powerful memory, I need to actually build my memory powerful. Let me put it that way. One of the leadership skills that is required for a leader is he should have excellent memory skills. If you have noticed, some of the leaders, they identify every subordinate of us by name. As a teacher, you identify every student not only from your class, even from the neighboring class by name. This is one of the greatest quality of a leader. When we need to actually get in touch with the students, first is we need to build what is called as a strong relationship. In order to build that strong interpersonal relationship, the best way to get close to any person is if I can remember his name. So whenever I need to remember his name, there are certain tricks that we will have to follow. I meet a new student, I'll have to associate him to an image, I'll have to associate him to a sound, and then try to recollect it. It's only for me. I see somebody as tall as Amitabh Bachchan, I'll say, hey, that Amit in our classes, his name is Karthik. So I will relate Amit with Karthik as though Amitabh Bachchan is shaking hand with Karthik. That image will always remain in my mind. So anytime I see Karthik, Amitabh Bachchan shaking hand with Karthik, his name is Karthik. So that way you can associate and remember things. We'll be talking about a little bit of pegging, which is very important for us. As a teachers, we need to consistently work on our memory system, because the more we can recollect without looking at the books, without looking at the slides, the best we are. So among so many asanas that is there in yoga, one of the asanas that can help us is, the first one is called as seated forward bending asana. We call it as Paschimottanasana. I'll give you a simple example just to explain. This is a water bottle, and this is my human body. When you look at this human body, you can identify that the most strongest part of my entire body is my legs. Why do you think it is my legs? Because the concentration of energy on the legs is always high. The lowest part, very close to the earth, is being concentrated high, and the most exercised part of the body is also the legs. So my legs become very, very powerful. I put a lion or a cheetah right in front of me, means right next to me, and when I ask you, they also have four arms. We will call it as just arms, not leg and arms. Which is more stronger? For them, all four are very stronger. Why? Because their position is always like this, and all four are being rigorously used, and that which you use regularly becomes stronger, that you don't use regularly will not become stronger. So what is the learning here? Whenever I need to put some energy into my mind, that is on the topmost portion of my body, that has to have an higher circulation of blood. By default, when I am like this, the blood circulation on the top, means at the bottom level, is high. When I go higher and higher, it is lower. So what happens? There are certain asanas which will allow me to allow the transfer of blood into my brain. I'll slightly make it a little different for you to understand. ಈಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು giddiness ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಬಿದ್ದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ, what will be your suggestion? I think immediately ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಸುಸ್ತಾಗೆಲ್ಲೋ ಬಿದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಏನು ಬೇಡ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊಡಿ, he will be okay. That means the oxygen is required for every cell of our body. So the more oxygen I give, the more energy I gain. And oxygen is being carried not by air pipes. Oxygen is carried by the blood. So where there is more circulation of blood, more supply of oxygen is there, and where there is more supply of oxygen, that part of the body is very, very strong. How is that? When I actually build my muscles, it becomes very, very strong. How does it happen? Because I regularly exercise. When I regularly exercise, I am feeding him energy. What is that energy? Oxygen. I do my biceps regularly, only the right biceps. I don't use my left biceps. Slowly you will see my right hand would have become very, very strong. My left hand would have been weaker. If I need to lift a bucket full of water in my left hand, not possible at all. But on the other side, that which I use regularly gets regular energy supplied, gets regular oxygen supplied, and it becomes stronger. Now, this is the part of that body which needs regular supply, happy morning, which requires regular supply of oxygen. So, what is the best way for me to supply oxygen to that? Okay, the best way to supply oxygen to my head part of the body is if I can turn my body like this, at least horizontally. Slowly the circulation of blood will be more. And then if I can bend a little bit forward, circulation of blood will be very high. But all of a sudden, if I ask you to do that, okay, Padahastasana we say. What is Padahastasana? I will have to take my hand, put it very close to my legs, and then when I bend and when I touch my forehead to the knee, in that position the blood is being pumped into the head. Adadmele ನೀವು ನಿಂತಾಗ ಒಂಥರ you feel that giddiness, because all of a sudden there is a rush of oxygen into the head and you feel little disturbed. So what we say, by regularly practicing, ನೀವು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿನೂ ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ people ask. When you have not done, they will never teach you this asanas where the head will be tried to put down. So what they will say, first go to sitting position. When you get into a sitting position, okay, this is the first that kind of an exercise. What I do, I ask you to stretch your legs. You stretch your legs like this, and after you have stretched your legs, you will have to slowly bend forward and put your head in this position so that there is a supply of oxygen the blood has been rushed into your head and it has been circulating properly. When this is done, slowly your head is getting used to that a little aggressive supply of oxygen. Then what we say, you will have to go for this asana. What we say is Padahastasana, where you try to put your head down, but it will be above your knee only, and then we will ask you if you could touch the forehead to the knee joint. So that way you are going to much more rigorous transfer of energy or blood or oxygen into your brain. And third, very important, if you can do, we call it as Sirsasana. What is Sirsasana? Head will be in the lowest part of the body, just like my feet is in the lowest part of the body. Head would be on the lowest part of the body, and I lean myself onto the wall, or if I can balance, that will be the best way of pushing the energy into my brain. And when you do that regularly, there is consistent more supply of oxygen into your body. Why do we exercise? When we understand the science behind exercises, by moving every part of the body, I am creating an energy attraction there, and more blood vessels, means blood flows into those places. When more blood is flown to those places, oxygen is absorbed in more quantity and you become energetic. But do you have any such exercise which can exercise every part of my body? When we say that, do we really have any such exercise which can exercise every part of my body? We have learnt a lot of exercise, we raise hand, we do a lot of things, but there is no such one common exercise which can exercise every part of the body. But our ancient yoga has given what is called as Surya Namaskara. When you perform this 12 count Surya Namaskara, this exercises every part of your body. So what we say, in this very fast running phase, it is very difficult for you to remove 1 hour from your daily schedule and give it to what is called as exercising. So what we say, in between, whenever you are free, if you can do 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara, 12 counts of 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara, you automatically will be exercising every part of your body and blood will actually get supplied to everywhere. Then your body is healthy. Happy morning, ma'am. This is the simple understanding of yoga. So whenever you feel you're tired now, on a daily basis, we as a teachers, we need to do this asanas. And one more very important is, see, when we talk about asanas, before that, let us understand what is exercising. Exercising is trying to put a rush into the blood vessels and trying to actually give what is called as energy, oxygen to every part of the body. So we do a lot of asanas. Then when we actually look at that process, how do I give more oxygen to the blood cells? From where will the oxygen be absorbed? And everybody know oxygen is absorbed in a place called as lungs. But what do? We follow a very bad breathing techniques. So we do what is called as rigorous breathing. What is called as rigorous breathing? I inhale and immediately I exhale. I inhale, immediately exhale. So what is happening? I am not giving chance for the lungs to absorb what is called as oxygen and release what is called as carbon dioxide. Why? There is no time. I inhale, I exhale. I inhale, I exhale. Before he could even collect the oxygen, I am already exhaling. This becomes a very difficult task for the oxygen to be generated, means to be absorbed by the lungs and try and circulate it to entire body. And most of our breathing techniques is quite reverse. Just like yesterday we spoke about lot of things which we do reverse, our breathing technique is also reverse. When you are actually naturally breathing, observe yourself, when you inhale the air, your stomach should actually blot out. And when you exhale, your stomach should be sucked inside. But you will be doing a reverse process of that. That is one. God's greatest gift is some of the very essential required organs He has given 2 in numbers. Okay, even with 1 kidney, you can live a very happy and healthy life. So there are a lot of such organs. We will talk about 2 lungs. If one of the lungs fails also, the other lung is capable of taking care of you without the presence of the other lungs. That means each is capable of working independently. and most of the time we are naturally putting only one of the lungs into work and other lungs is not being used at all. How will you identify that? All of you, please take your right index finger, put it in front of your nostrils and try to breathe and see whether you are breathing from both the nostrils. Inhale. Again inhale. When you observe, when you are completely under rest, one of the nostril only would be breathing. That means one of the lungs is only been getting enough air for it to absorb what is called as oxygen. But God has given us two. Naturally, if I want to ask both the lungs to work, for that I need to do exercise. The body automatically knows when a person is jogging, when a person is running, when a person is walking and doing exercises, body knows that it needs more oxygen. It automatically turns both the lungs active, and at that position both the nostrils you will be used to inhale and exhale. You will have to put yourself into this position. But when you put yourself into this position, you need rest after that. You can't immediately complete your exercise and come and start studying, because we need to study also early in the morning. So what we do, the other way of asking our body to try and use both the lungs would be practicing what is called as single nostril breathing. We call it as alternative nostril breathing, and it is alternative single nostril breathing. Okay, Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. See, actually prana means it is life. When a person falls sick or when a person is unconscious, and if somebody says, hey, look whether he is alive or not, what do? You come, you take the hands in front of his nose and you try to feel whether he is breathing. Illa usuradtilla, that means he has gone. Or you look at the movement of the lungs. The lungs has to extract and contract, extract and contract. When that is not happening, we say he is lifeless. So that prana is that breathing, that oxygen is that prana. Without water, you can still live for long days and long hours. But without air, you cannot live for few minutes also. You will immediately collapse. So the prana is more dependent on air. And we are such a fragile people that once we have taken inhale, if it does not come on time, you are gone. When you have actually exhaled, if you don't take care in rightly, you are gone. So what we do, oxygen for the body is actually required in high quantity. So can you do forcibly deep breathing? Deep breathing means inhaling for a long time and then slowly exhaling. What happens? The lungs will have enough time to grab all the oxygen and you become energetic. But when you inhale, you don't have a control of, am I using the right, am I using the left? Am I using the right, am I using the left? In this confusion, it's better, let me go for alternate nostrils breathing. When I practice this alternate nostrils breathing, I'm actually putting both the lungs into action. We will try to do that. Please open your hands like this. Your thumb finger on the left. Okay. Your ring finger and little finger on the right. Right hand. Okay, can you lift it up? Ma'am, your right hand. Ma'am, idu barbeku. One ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Okay. Now slowly bring your thumb on your right nostrils. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ. Okay. So you need not press and relocate your nose. ಇಲ್ಲಿ on the tip of the nose ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ gentle ಆಗಿ press ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. Just hold it. You need not put pressure. It knows that I should not breathe from there. Okay, now exhale all the air from the left nostrils. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ airನ please exhale it out. Okay. Now inhale from the left. Close your left. Close your left ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಫಿಂಗರ್ನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. And exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Close your right. Exhale from the left. Inhale from the left. Close your left. Exhale from the right. Again, inhale from the right. Close your right. Exhale from the left. Okay. Now open your eyes. While you are doing this, your back should not be actually taking rest. Your back should not have any support. So come towards the edge of the chair. Come towards the edge of the chair. Assuming that this is the chair. Okay, you will have to come towards the edge of the chair. And this should be 90 degree. This should be 90 degree. Okay, edge of the chair. Come towards the edge of the chair. Edge of the chair. Sir, edge of the chair. Munde, putti munde banbidi. Adbekidre tatatatatatire. Adon ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂದೆ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು come towards the edge of the chair. And let your hands be on your thighs. Okay, hands on your thighs. Your right hand you are going to place it like this. We will go for 3 rounds of what we call it as Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. That means I am trying to cleanse my blocks and also I am activating both the lungs. Okay. If you are uncomfortable, you can always. No, it is fixed. No, ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ MPT ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡಿ whatever way, and you're actually in what is the position andaga when you're sitting on a chair, your feet should be touching the floor and your knee should be in 90 degree angle, your feet also should be in 90 degree angle, and your actually shoulder to the hips, it should be in the 90 degree angle, and then you should be at the edge of the chair. It's okay sir, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಇರಿ, it's okay. Okay, so others in whatever way you are comfortable you can sit, be towards the edge of the chair, keep your feet flat, let it be close to each other with a distance of 4 inches aste. Okay, now to take your right hand, you put it like this and then inhale and exhale. We will do only 5 rounds, then we will go for the next. Okay, for first the process is exhale every air in your lungs in outside through your left nostril. Then inhale from the left, close your neck, left, exhale from the right, slowly, inhale from the right, close your right, exhale from the left, inhale from the left, close your left, exhale from the right, slow inhale and slow exhale. ನೀವು ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರೋ ಅದರದ್ದು 60 ಭಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸೇಲ್ಗೆ. ಎಕ್ಸೇಲ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್ very slow. Inhale as deep as possible. Exhale should be taking more time so that ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, air is allowed to be in your lungs for a longer time. ನೀವು ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ಗೆ 30 seconds ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸೇಲ್ಗೆ try to reach at least 50-60 seconds. Okay, close your left, slowly exhale, long deep exhale. Exhale time should be more. Inhale from the right, close your right, exhale from the left. To do it once more. Inhale from the left, slowly exhale from the right. Yeah, relax. Now why I actually asked you to do this is, now if you can feel your nostrils, you will be automatically breathing from the both. Or if you still don't get, initially you go for 2 rounds of Surya Namaskara and then you can go for what we call it as Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Then after this, the most important yogasana, Brahmari Pranayama. Why we perform Brahmari Pranayama is, see, at your age, that means at our age as a teachers, we not only have a biggest responsibility of taking care of the students, we also have a family to take care. So we have an husband to take care, we have children to take care, we have a family to take care, we have a spouse to take care, we have our parents to take care, and there is a lot of other things that has been bombarding in our mind. At no point of time we can assume that we are in peace. We are actually stressed. There is no doubt we are always stressed. So what is the best way of overcoming the stress? Why is the stress? Because of my 5 sensory organs. If I forget everything that is there at home, I will never feel stressed. I will feel I am in relaxed position now. Why? Because I am not thinking anything about my family now. For me, right now, this class is my family. So like that, in order to try and focus on few important things while you are executing, you need to control your 5 sensory organs. The moment your wife call comes, your wife will be visible. Then you remember, today was anniversary, I did not get the gift. Today's class went for a toss. Why? Your wife is bombarding. You remember first time when anniversary was not remembered, for 1 month you suffered hell. And now it is 10th anniversary and you are forgetting. Now kids also will join her. And it is going to be 3 months of hell. And I am talking about pranayama, I am talking about yoga, nothing will get into your head. What is happening? The 5 sensory organs are distractors also. The 5 sensory organs, it is like they are a curse, also they are a gift. So when they are a curse, when you do not want, you should forget few things, then it is a gift. But when you want to remember, you should remember, that is also a gift. In the examination all, I really want to remember the answer to this question, I must remember, that is a gift. At that moment, if I forget, that is a curse. In the class, when I am focusing and teaching them something, I should not remember my family members here. That becomes a curse if I remember them. If I forget them, at least for that moment, it is going to be a gift. So how shall we train our 5 sensory organs to do this? I cannot go to my sensory organs and say, please don't listen to anything, please don't see anything, please don't taste anything, please don't smell anything, please don't feel the touch of anything. I can't say. But there is one exercise which you can do, which we called as Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Shanmukhi stands for 5. So it is like taking charge of my 5 sensory organs. One of the most effective sensory organs which is actually making our day very, very fruitful is our eyes. First is I'll have to take charge of my eyes. So what we do in Shanmukhi, we ask ourselves to put our index finger on the eyes just to take charge and tell, do not see anything. Next would be the nostrils, which smells everything. I'm seriously studying, masala dosa is being prepared by my mom. I get distracted. Non-veg is being prepared by my mom. I get distracted. It is not distraction, it is an information that is passing through your mind, and your mind is creating new thought process. Last time I wanted to eat, but my brother had already completed it. This time I will go first and I will eat it. So a lot of things is happening in your mind. I am talking from the student's perspective. From your perspective also, remembering something, today was my son's IIT JEE. I don't know how he has done the exam. Even that thought process will create a distraction. It is must, you need that. But right now I don't want it. I need to take charge of it. So what I do, the smell, what I smell, I need to take control of it. So my second finger will go on both the nostrils. And the third one, my ring finger should go on the upper lip. Okay, and my little finger on the lower lip. And gently I will have to press. Before that, I should also take control of, I should not listen to anything. So what we do, we take our thumb first and then gently close our ears. We don't put it inside the hole, it is gently closing this ears. There is a flap here, you just close this ears, and then your index finger on your eyes and your second finger on your nostrils, third finger on your upper lip and little finger on your lower lip. Okay. All of you open your eyes and see. When I ask, you can do this. While you do this, you will have to inhale first and then close your eyes, and you will have to create that sound, because always remember, the greatest energy is vibration. Vibration can cut through diamonds also. Diamonds are cut only by creating vibration. You cannot hit and cut it. Today, when you need to cut the rocks, they create vibration. If you have seen that vibrator, you will be surprised. Do you use this to actually cut the rocks? Yes, it beautifully cuts the rock. But will it actually hit? No, it only creates a vibration. And it breaks open, breaks open, breaks open. Vibration is such a beautiful power, and that has to be created within. The best way of creating vibration is you will have to inhale deeply, and while you are exhaling, as long as possible. Your inhale, if it is X, your exhale, can you touch 2X? Every breathing should be like that. And when you inhale, your stomach should blot and come front, just like a balloon. And when you exhale, it should actually go inside. When you observe, sometimes it would not be happening like that. Just to teach you that, we have one more yogasana exercises which will teach you what is called as Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is, we are forcibly asking the right kind of breathing to happen, and at the same time, this intestine of ours is very securely kept with lot of packages, just like it is being kept in a sofa. So what happens? Regular contraction and extraction, regular contraction and extraction, what happens? Allows lot of blood to flow through that, and digestions would be very comfortable, and excretion would be very comfortable. For a human body to say it is healthy, in and out should work very, very smoothly. That means you are healthy. Something has gone inside, nahi aa raha hai. It is a painful experience. Ab to aa jao, abhi to aa jao, please aa jao. And when it does not come, you take a tablet. Doctor, wo nahi aa raha hai. A tablet le lo, aa jayega. Sometimes that is also called as unhealthiness. Sometimes you eat, it comes like an open tap. Ab to ruk jao, ab to ruk jao, ruk jao. It does not happen. Doctor, क्या खाया? अपना हेल्थ ठीक तरह से रखो. एक गोली खाओ, अभी रुक जाएगा. And गोली खाओ, रुक जाएगा. No, external medicines should not allow us to take control of our body. Internal medicines that is naturally created, organic medicine should actually allow you to do that. For that, we ask you, you will have to practice Kapalbhati. What is Kapalbhati? Here is your stomach. You sit like this and you suck it inside. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಮುಂದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅನ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು? My wife, when I was young, I used to look very flat. I had a very bad accident. I think all of you would have seen one video viral ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಗಾಳಿಪಟದ ದಾರ ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆಗೆ ಸಿಗಾಕೊಂಡು. That is me. That Mallikarjuna is me. When the operation was going, I did not know whether I am going to live or not, but I wanted to send a message. While the operation was going on, I asked one of my students, please record. All my students came, and the information went to everywhere. And as they were stitching my hands, my fingers, I gave this message telling that this is horrible. I know what was the pain then. So after that, my tummy has started coming out. Otherwise, I regularly practice yoga. I am a marathon runner also. Why I am telling you is, at 49, if I am maintaining it this way, you also should. Most of you are quite younger compared to me. So it is our life, it is our vehicle. We need to carry it. My wife, my sister, my son, my daughter, all are just passengers with me. Both of us are riding their own vehicle. Taking care of your vehicle is your responsibility. Whether it is working or not, how do I find out? Pranayama also is one. Now I will ask, all of us will run down, touch the ground floor and come up. All of you, while you are going, you will be humans. Why? Because you will be breathing through the nostrils. The moment you touch and when you come back, all of you would have become dogs. Why? Because you will be breathing through the mouth. So that short breathing is dangerous. That is saying that your lifespan is coming down. So please maintain your health. Nobody else will come to maintain your health. It is yours and your own responsibility. As a teacher, the more healthy we are, we can always maintain a longer and healthy relationship. So please maintain that. Now we will, that is Shanmukhi, what we call it as Kapalbhati, you can always do. We will go for 3 or 4 rounds. Okay. This will help you to flatten your tummy. There is no doubts at all. but you will have to suck it inside. The more you suck it inside and release it, suck it inside and then release it, it exercises the intestine also. In that, when you go for yogic, there is one Dr. Rajkumar's movie Kamana Billu, where he rotates that stomach. That means the intestine is getting cleaned. How do you think this cloth, when I put it into a washing machine, gets cleaned? He rotates in all the direction and it gets cleaned. You are capable of doing all such things. See, the power of human mind is you can actually sit in what is called as Shavasana, a real Shavasana, and somebody comes and touches your pulse, he will never be able to feel the pulse. He will say he is no more. He will try to feel your lungs and even the heart. He will feel, I think it has stopped. That is the power of human mind. And human mind, that humongous power is underutilized. You die with not even using 5% of your capacity of the brain. So, exercising mind and practicing pranayama can really make a very big difference. For that reason, we are asking you to practice this. This should be done even with the students. Early in the morning, they will be active. It's okay. When you find they are little inactive, you can ask them to practice this Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. That means taking charge of my 5 sensory organs and saying, be under my control. Okay. Now, all of us will do. We will take our thumb. I'll just show you once. I'm just closing my ears. My index finger is on my eyes, and my middle finger is on my nostrils on both the sides. My ring finger is on my upper lip, and my little finger is just below my lower lip. Now gently I will inhale. Okay, now all of you will do, open your eyes. When I say you will do it for 10 rounds, until unless you complete the 10 rounds, you will not open your eyes. Okay, then after you complete that, you just take your hand into what is called as Dhyana Mudra and then put it on your lap and gently close your eyes. I'll be telling few things for 5 minutes. This should be done at the end of the course. Just because power was not there, I thought we will start off with that only, and then you can go. That means after you complete this, now I'll say slowly and gently take your both the hands and put it on your thighs with Dhyana Mudra. Then what you will have to do, slowly you will bring like this and put it on your thighs. On your thighs you will put it like this gently, and then I will ask you to keep your eyes closed only. Until unless I ask you to open your eyes, please don't open your eyes. And I will ask you to gently lift your head a little high so that you focus between your 2 eyebrows. This is called as a third eye. So focus between your 2 eyebrows and be with the talk. I'll be saying few things. Be with the talk, and afterwards I'll ask you to gently rub your palms to generate sufficiently. Then rub it on your forehead, chin, and very slowly and gently open your eyes. This is one of the kriyas which you can ask your students also to practice, because it's very important. They get energized, and more than when we pray individually, the energy is low. Individually, ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಎಳಿತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ನ ಇದನ್ನು ಎಳಿತೀನಿ, energy is definitely low. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬನ್ನಿ, you can pull it and push it there. So together everybody achieves more. That is the reason people go all the way to Tirumala for that mass prayers. People go all the way to a church for that mass prayers. People go all the way to that Mecca for that mass prayers, because together everybody achieves more. Simple science. I say when everybody says the place will vibrate. It is a common thing. The place will vibrate. Allella vibrator use ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ building shake ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Vibration is such powerful. So again, how the humming sound has to be created? We call it as an humming sound. Brahmari word has originated from a Sanskrit word Brahmar. Brahmar means the humming bee. Okay, which means humming bee. The name suggests in this method of pranayama, humming sound is created, so is the name. The most conspicuous effect is that it relaxes the brain and fine tunes your sensory organ. If done regularly, it can have a positive effect on your stress, fatigue. It improves your study skills. It also improves your memory. It betters your blood pressure, and your body will be healthy. Your mind will be healthy. Okay. Now, just you practice this humming sound. Inhale. Keep your eyes open. Open your mind. Everybody. Again. Sing. Okay. Now, deep humming sound. The longer you do, the better it is. You will have to pull it longer. It does not happen in days. Over a period of months, you will be able to do that for a longer time. The more longer you are capable of doing, that means your health is good. Do you know what was the exercise for COVID patients? Inhale and exhale. They used to give one, I will show you if possible. There used to be 3 balls and you had to push it. And suck it. If you can't do, no, you will have to improve. Stamina is quite low. I can't send you out. If I send you out, the virus will hit you back. You need to develop that immune system. So that was an exercise which we practice regularly in our yogasanas. It's a common one what we practice. Okay. Now we will go for Shanmukhi. Your thumb will close your ears, your index finger on your eyes. Do not rest back, come forward. Let your back be straight. It should not be touching backwards. Now your index finger on your eyes, middle finger on both the nostrils, ring finger on your upper lip and little finger on your lower lip. And gently close your ears. Inhale. 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 Now slowly bring your hands on your thighs. Be in Dhyana Mudra. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Gently lift your head 30 degrees as though you are looking at the sky. Gently look up 30 degrees as though you are looking up at the sky. Try to focus between your 2 eyebrows. Try to look between your 2 eyebrows, keeping your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Just listen to what I say and try to be with whatever the lines what I say. Thank you, oh God. Thank you so much for giving me such a sacred gift of human being. Oh God, I know I could have been born as any such animal, any such bird, any such creature, any such microorganism, any such aqua animal. But God, thank you so much because you have made me special by picking me to be a human being. Thank you so much, oh God. Thank you so much. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving mother that you had gifted me. for such a loving and caring Father that you have gifted me. Thank you so much, O Lord. I know, my Lord, there are a lot of people who are orphans. Either they don't have their mom, they don't have their dad. How they would have lived their life? I should be filled with gratitude for giving me such a loving and caring parents. Oh God, thank you so much for such a beautiful brain. I can think, I can remember. I know there are a lot of people who are mentally retarded. They are not able to think. They are not matured enough to actually take decisions on their own. They are mentally retarded. How much blessed I am, oh God. You have given me such a beautiful brain. Thank you once again, oh God, for such a beautiful brain. Oh God, thank you so much for these two beautiful hands and legs. So strong that I can do my daily duties with no trouble at all. Oh God, there are a lot of people who are handicapped, either with no arms or no legs or with none. I've seen. I'm so grateful, oh God, for giving me such a beautiful hands and legs. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving family, such a loving spouse, such a loving daughter, such a loving son. I'm so blessed. I know there are a lot of people who are craving for kids and they don't have kids. How much blessed I am. I have a kid. I have such a loving and caring spouse. Thank you so much, oh God. Oh God, thank you so much for all those beautiful teachers that you have given me in my life. Thank you so much. If today I am a teacher, it is because one day one teacher who stood on the dais spoke few words which actually transformed me into a teacher. Thank you so much for such a beautiful teacher. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving nation. I'm so blessed. A beautiful nation where I need not worry. I can always go out, come back. We know there are a lot of nations where we don't know if I go out, will I come back safe? I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm living in such a beautiful climatic country, such a beautiful neighbors, such a beautiful citizens, and blessed, oh God, blessed again. Thank you so much for everything that you have given unto me, oh God. I know you have gifted me so many beautiful things. Now it is my responsibility to prove that your gift to me to be a human should not go waste. Oh God, I promise you today. I promise you today, I have occupied the dais of a teacher. I have occupied the profession of a teacher. I will work sincerely to execute all my duties, and I bless you, come what may, I will create enough good citizens for the world. I promise you, I will create enough good citizens for the world. Thank you once again so much for all the beautiful things that you have given, oh God. Be in the silence, and if you have anything to ask for God. Ask Him. Pray for it, and it shall happen. Please do not open your eyes until I ask you to open. Now slowly bring both your palms, rub it to generate sufficient heat. Now slowly rub it on your forehead, on both your eyes, on your cheek, on your chin, and slowly bring it down. You can do it twice or thrice depending on your comfort zone. Rub it on your eyes, on your forehead, on your cheek, on your chin, and slowly, very very slowly, open your eyes. Slowly, very very slowly, open your eyes. beautiful. There is one important thing which I wanted to share. We as teachers, we have two responsibilities. None of my student wants to forget. He forgets and comes to the exam because he wants less marks. Do you see anybody like that? No. You also know, I also know, none of my student wants to forget things when he comes to the exam and when he is actually attempting the exam. But he naturally forgets. Let us understand, why do we actually forget? One of the greatest challenge for every teacher is, I am teaching lot of beautiful things to my student, but when I am teaching lot of beautiful things to my students, why is that my students are not able to remember the same thing when they need to put it across either verbally if it is a viva or in the written exam? That is the challenge we have. And the same challenge we also had. What was the challenge? I used to study all the chapters. I used to be so prepared, and when I went and sat in the exam, the question paper used to come. When I looked at the question paper, I clearly knew this is from the first chapter, this is from the last chapter, this was done on Saturday, this I wrote it 10 times and I am able to remember. All this will happen. When you actually go to write, you are not able to remember. So what is happening? When you are not able to remember at the right time, that is where it will affect the marks in the exam. That's all. So, am I forgetting? Yes, it's a natural phenomena. But are you really forgetting? No, you are not forgetting. You are not able to recall it at the right time. That is what is happening. Because the moment you come out of the exam, you will remember that answer and you will say, I knew that answer, but somehow I could not write it. I am remembering it now, not yesterday. Or one more thing, maybe the same team had met 2 years back and there was room sharing done, and one of the lady who was with you, you remember her name, you remember her husband's name because both of you have discussed everything about your family, but after 1 year, she comes up to you and she says, Radha, how are you? It's been long time, you are also coming for the training program, I knew you are going to come. You're trying to recollect her name, it is not coming, you're thinking, is it Pinky, it is Yankee, nothing is coming to your mind, you want to, she's calling your name, Radha, how are you, Hi Radha, how are you, and you're not able to recollect her name, you're feeling so uncomfortable, her husband's name you will remember, her kid's name you will remember. You will ask, ನಿಮ್ಮ husband Ramesh sir ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ರವಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, but you don't remember her name. And after she leaves, you are coming with that thought process and you are sitting, and when you are sipping a glass of coffee, that name comes. So, why do we forget? If I can handle this, why do we forget? We can handle our students better. Students, when they sit in so-called interview, ನೀವು ಏನೇನೋ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಇಂದ somebody would have come there and they are doing a campus drive and they are asking a certain question. What is that question? Related to welding, related to fitter, related to computers, and when he asks, he can't remember. What is happening? Why do we forget? But ask one more question, if we don't forget, what will happen? It is the biggest curse you can't handle. Slowly, ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಮನೇಲಿ ಸಾವಾಗಿರೋ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ವಾತಾವರಣ ವಿಚಿತ್ರವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೆಂದೂ ಈ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದುಃಖದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ನಡೀತಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಅವೇ. ಎಸ್, he passed away, but memory is not going to stay longer. It will come, it will go, it will come, it will go, and slowly it will go off to the back burner and you will never be able to recollect it. And only when somebody reminds, oh, somebody passed away, then you will feel little unhappy. So forgetting is required. But what forgetting is not required? Exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೇನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ if I forget, that is a curse. So sometimes, yesterday also I told you, when you are in depression because you lost your pet, you go to the doctor says take her to a place where she should not find any such information which talks about her grandmother or which talks about her pet. She will be okay. But something which you want to remember, we always say put it in every place so that you see it and assume. Means you see and recollect it. See and recollect it. That's the reason in ITI or any of the colleges we put lot of charts so that students Okta Bartha charts nodi, they should be able to understand. They get into the lab, they should see, observe all the charts. And most of the questions will be from the charts only. If they remember the chart, they remember the answer. So it is your leadership skills to motivate students to actually understand why do we forget and why some people do not forget. Okay, some of the gifted memory, we will not speak about that. But commonly, all of us forget because we don't do what is called as revision, or we don't do what is called as professional revision. That is what we are going to speak now. See, when I say why do we forget, we will try to answer this. For that, here was a great scientist, his name was Ebbinghaus. He had given a curve called as Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. It's been told earlier even in Bhagavad Gita also. If death happens, what? If death happens, the universe knows it will create forgetfulness and automatically you will forget and life will go on. You will never be dependent. Initially, it may look like without you, I will not. But slowly, the universe will readjust your environment in certain manner and life will still go on. Either in your presence or in your absence, life will still go on. So when we talk about this Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, what you will have to tell the students is, whenever I study a particular chapter, here is my studies, here is number of days. Today I pick up one chapter, I study perfectly 100%. After that, I don't study for 60 days, and on the 60th day, if somebody is going to ask me any question from the chapter, slowly I would have forgotten and would have come to the state where, sir, this chapter made illa sir. Why? He is not able to recollect anything. Why is that? Because he has not done first revision, second revision, third revision, fourth revision. If he would have done after 5 days one revision, after 10 more days one revision, after 15 days one more revision, after 45 days one more revision, you would have remembered 90%. So how does the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve works? It works in a manner that when I study something, the information has got into my memory, but for me to retain the information, I'll have to push the information from so-called sensory memory to short-term memory, and from short-term memory to what is called as long-term memory. So, nammali moor tara memory systems ide. One is, everybody repeat, sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. So generally what we say, long-term memory is called as permanent memory. So when I consistently keep doing what is called as revision, the information is pushed onto the what is called as short-term memory. When I do still more revision consistently, it pushes to what is called as long-term memory or permanent memory. You will never forget. That's the reason as a leader, as a teacher, when you meet a new student, you should remember his name and you should revise that name because you need to do revision. I meet a new person, his name is, his name is Venkatesh. I use his name again and again. Venkatesh Bhatt. Venkatesh Bhatt, it's nice meeting you. Venkatesh Bhatt, are you married? Venkatesh Bhatt, can we go for a walk? Venkatesh Bhatt, have you completed your assignments? Venkatesh Bhatt, Venkatesh Bhatt, Venkatesh Bhatt, Venkatesh Bhatt, Venkatesh Bhatt, Venkatesh Bhatt. From sensory memory, it has gone to what is called a short-term memory. And then when I go home, if I keep recollecting, writing few names in a piece of book, we carry what is called as pocket books and write down few names, write down few words which I want to remember again, and then when I go and revise it, it goes into permanent memory and you will never forget. So this is how the curve works. So you should educate your students that only when you do multiple revision you can retain the subjects, otherwise you cannot retain the subjects. And most of us, revision is not again taking information from here and putting it here. No. Revision is taking information from here and putting it into either verbal or written. Most of our practice, what we do as a student when we were also studying, take information from the book, put it here, take information from the book, put it here. Is that what we do in the exam? No. We pick up information from here and we put it into the book. So your revision has to be, after I complete the first chapter, close the first chapter and say, let me recollect. But what most of us do, when we try to recollect, it does not come. So what do you feel? You feel like a failure, but still you should revise it once more. No, I think for some reason it is not coming. If I read the next chapter, definitely it will come. And you read the next chapter. As it is, when it was a small chapter, you could not revise. After the second chapter, you will definitely not be able to revise. Starting trouble, procrastination. And again you go to next chapter. I'll do like this. Today I am not able to recollect. Tomorrow, I will try to recollect from first lesson to the last lesson. And when tomorrow comes, you open the book, it will look like, yesterday did I really study this subject? Why? Forgetting has happened. Revision has to happen. At least push it to what is called a short-term memory. Sensory memory is information that is coming through our 5 sensory organs. You should know what to push into your short-term memory, and that only should be pushed into short-term memory. If everything will be pushed into short-term memory, you will go mad. If I am able to understand everybody's talk and everybody's speech, not really required. You cannot handle so much of inputs. So it has to be slow and gradual. So how does it work? The 3 stages of memory I am explaining you. From the environmental stimuli, from all the 5 sensory organs, inputs will go and to the sensory memory. Now, when I read, information is going through my sensory memory into what is called as short-term memory. But when I read once, it won't go. Sometimes if I ask you to repeat a shloka, and if the shloka is for more than 30 seconds, you cannot. Then what we say, sir, can you break the shloka into 3 parts? We will revise one part at a time, and then we will say together. We will divide, we will rule, and then we will join, and then we will rule. Beautiful. That's how it has to be conquered. Why? Sensory memory is a short memory which is for limited number of seconds. What does that mean? When I say sensory memory, it can maximum stay with you for quarter to 2 seconds. Anything more than quarter to 2 seconds, you marth bidtira. So what we say, we break the shlokas into multiple different small parts, and then we ask you one part at a time to revise and revise and revise, and then second one at a time revise and revise and revise, both put together again revise and revise and revise. That means my sensory memory is quarter to 2 seconds, but my short-term memory is to 30 seconds, but my long-term memory is permanent. So we also call it as a permanent memory. If I study something, study it so much that I will revise it million number of times, it will permanently go and stay in the memory. That's the reason if I ask you 9 twos, you still remember, because you had practiced it so many times that it has gone to permanent memory. If I say 18 sevens, you can't remember because we did not. We practice only till 10 ones or maximum 11 ones. From 12 to 19, we did not. So this is the trick that we will have to understand and we will have to work accordingly. Short-term memory, sensory memory. So how does it work? From sensory memory, when I do multiple revision, then it goes to short-term memory. From short-term memory, when I do elaborative rehearsal, then it will be pushed to long-term memory. When it goes to long-term memory, at any point of time, if retrieval is needed, it will come, it will pick up the information, it will give it to exam, in the interview, in the viva. This is the basic understanding that you should have, and that is what we wanted to discuss. And one more, when we talk about people, all of us, we are different in nature. God does not like and create duplicates. No 2 twins will be of the same type. Their footprint will be different, their voice box will be different, their thumb impression will be different. God does not believe in creating duplicates. Creating duplicates is our job only. God doesn't create duplicates. In the infinite of time in the past, there was nobody like any one of us. Right now in the entire universe, there is nobody, somebody like me, and in the infinite of time to come, there will never be anybody like me. I am unique, I am a masterpiece, I am that masterpiece, I am original. That self-image you should have. See, I do respect a lot of important personalities, but don't give up your self-image. I may not be able to play like Tendulkar, but Tendulkar may not be able to do certain things what I do. Let him get out like I get out, not possible. Lata Mangeshkar is a great singer, no doubt at all. But can she sing like me, Karkasha? No. So I have that self-image. I am unique, I am masterpiece, I am the masterpiece. I'm original, I'm rare. So that self-image has to be built even with the students. You should not let them feel inferior. Leadership quality is bringing out an importance and giving importance to every individual and making them feel they are also somebody. That stays in every teacher. So when we talk about studies, when we talk about our understanding of any particular subject, we belong to one of these 4 categories, or we will put it as 5 categories. Most of us are visual. What do I mean by visual? We just sit in the class, we observe. Most of your students are like that. He just sits in the class, he observes the teacher teaching, and he is able to memorize everything. He doesn't need any revision at all. After the class or in the next day when you ask him anything, he is able to tell. Such people are called as visual people. Some of them are auditory. They are allowed to, just if they see, no, they will have to listen again and again, because their audio is very strong. It's not video, their audio is very strong. These are auditory people. And there is a third set, we call it as kinesthetic. What do I mean by that? Most of us will have to write and feel the subject, only then it gets into my head, otherwise it will not. For me, it's like that. So what we will have to do, we'll have to put lot of efforts to write multiple times, and only then it gets into my head. You should identify who is that student, whom you will have to put it like that, and only then he understands, because there is a miracle creating attitude in that student. Thomas Alva Edison was a slow learner. He was being chased out of the school telling he cannot study with these kind of students. He is little handicapped. Why don't you take him to special school? Mother told nothing doing. And the results you have seen, 1024 inventions under his cap. So all of them are blessed with certain good things. A teacher will have to identify that. Every time when he is depressed, you will have to push him up and say, there is nobody who can write a drawing like you. Be happy about that. This you are not doing so much well. It's okay. Make him feel superior. When you make your students feel inferior, that is the biggest dent a teacher can put onto the student. We call ourselves leader. We have given that position of a leader. We cannot call ourselves a leader. The moment we become a teacher, we are already leaders. Who is the greatest leader in the world? A teacher. Who made Alexander the Great? His teacher was Alexander, still more great. We will not go into that argument, because when we speak about Chanakya's boy who became Chakravarti, he actually defeated Alexander. And most of the British books have not been telling this, because they never wanted us to feel superior. They wanted to treat us like clerks, and they wanted us to die like clerks, and they wanted to rule us for 1,000 more years. It did not happen. So our history books has been biased, and it has been told to the world, and today everything is changing. So what I mean to say is, you will have to identify whether your student is visual, auditory or kinesthetic, and start working accordingly. If a person is visual, he understands when he sees, he understands only by looking at things. If too much of group discussion and other things is given, he gets confused. Wherever there is noise, he doesn't want to come, because he doesn't like that. He wants to go out. But auditory people are those, they need to listen again and again. So I always allow my students not only to record a video. We do go wrong. I am ready to apologize if some of my words have hurt anybody. But if I don't give him a chance to re-listen again, he cannot remember. Our memory works like that. I need to give him multiple revision. So I allow my students to even record the audio when I take a class, so that he can go and listen to it again and again. Such students are auditory students. Yes, ondsati baidirtivi. We will take an excuse. Why? Our intention was, somebody did something, I would have told something wrong. But when too many good things are done, one is forgiven, because we are in the dais of a teacher. When we will have to be strict also, we will also have to be informative also. Such people are called as auditory. Identify kinesthetic people. They will try to be visual, it does not work. They will try to be auditory, it does not work. They will have to go home, write and write and write, only then they understand. You should be able to identify and make a label, is this, is this, is this. Not in his mind, in your mind. And personally call him and give him suggestion. You are this kind of a person. What does a counselor do? When somebody is completely confused, what career I'll have to choose, we go to a counselor. What does the counselor do? Counselor identifies your intelligence. He identifies what skill is good in you, and then he will say, you go into this, it works.
That is where a counselor will come into picture. As a teacher, we are multitasking. We are their counselors. We are their second parents. We are their guru. We are their Hitler also. We should be all. Only then we can change. For certain people, only being an Hitler will change. For certain people, being that Krishna to Sudama will change. For certain people, something else. So teachers will have to play multiple roles, but individually, not in group. Nobody else should know. If you actually want to be an Hitler, call him in the room, give him left and right, like he should not forget it for his lifetime. And then hug him and send it. And say, that is for that mistake. This hug is, I still love you. There is good in you. You say that and you chase. That is leadership skills. But ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, it is a biggest crime. I am again saying, criticizing, condemning and complaining a student, irrespective of whatever his handicapness is a crime. We are not supposed to do that. Our intention is to lift him from where he is to here. Sometimes we get that complaints. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. You get that. ಅಣ್ಣ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇವನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. So we know the answer, but for a father, his son is ಎತ್ತವ್ರಿಗೆ Egna is also Mudu. So you cannot help. For him, he is the emperor. For him, he is the prince. For her, she is the princess. So for them, they think our son, our daughter is greatest in this world, strongest in this world, most intelligent in this world. ನೀವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, it will always repel you. So you should know how to handle it. You guys are quite experienced. Now, how do we handle it? If at all a person is visual, that means if a person is visual, he should see books, look into the notes, watch the board, study silently. Definitely he should avoid group studies. Some of the parents will say, my elder son, he doesn't like to be a part of the group. When it is group studies, he says, I get confused. That means he is audio. Sorry, he is visual. Try to identify that. Who is that auditory? They need to read loud, they need to listen to their teacher again and again, they need to discuss in the group, they should take turns to read to each other. The more they listen, they will understand better. Those who are kinesthetic, though laborious, they can't help it, they will have to write, they will have to feel from all 5 sensory organs. When you write, all your 5 sensory organs will be focusing. Your eyes also will be looking what you are writing. Whenever you are writing, you are saying it in your mind, your ear is also listening. When you are writing, you are feeling the words, you are feeling the letters, and it makes a lot of difference. But one more is there. Of course, you should know that if you want to make out of out, 100%. Okay, those who want to make it at the top bracket in academic practices, all the 3 learning methodologies have to be followed. ನಾನು ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, no. So most of them do that. Rank holders, no, I will do all 3 so that I become perfect. So they read, they say it, they also write and practice. That is why they make a lot of difference. Please remember this one thing. And there will be an early morning person, late evening person. This is also quite important. Now, see, one of the biggest challenge we as a teacher, because I'm talking leadership skills from the perspective of a teacher. Batch formation ideyalla, our entire students, when they come into one section, that entire team, if I can create a beautiful coordination with them, my half of the job is done. So one of the greatest responsibility of a teacher, or one of the greatest leadership responsibility, is to create a team and cordially work with the team and uplift the team and achieve the goal, achieve the target. So we will be looking at from 2-3 aspects. See, some of the times what happens when we are handling a class, people don't want to come together as a team, and it will be a challenge for you. What will be the challenge? I would like to put it directly by giving you an example. The first challenge in Chakde for this so-called coach was to bring all these unlike-minded people together and put them as a team. One is from Kerala, one is from Tamil Nadu, one is from Karnataka, one says my Kannadiga, one says I'm a Tamilian, one says I'm a Bihari, and one says I'm a Gujarati. And whom do you want to play for? I want to play for Gujus, that means Gujaratis. So if this attitude is there, you cannot continue with the class and reach the end result of a 1-year course or a 3 months course or a 6 months course. bringing them together cordially is the first responsibility of a teacher. So what happens? There are different stages of actually forming that team. First one was, challenge was bringing them together. He brought them together. But when they came together, staying together was also important. See, Clement Stone very beautifully says, the biggest challenges, the first challenge is coming together. That happens. That is called as a beginning. All of us came together on the first day. That was the beginning. Next is keeping us together and also continuing with the progress. Just keeping us together will not help. Every class a learning should happen, and all of you should have learned, all of you should have exchanged information, and that is called as progress. When we are keeping together, that is called as progress, and when we are working together, that is actually called as success. So is called as success. Henry Ford, Ford icon CEO, he makes it very clear. So when you will have to start off with a class, it is very important for you to understand that you have brought the entire section. You did not. Somebody has put them together. Now the forming of the entire class has happened. It could be for any trade. Let them be for 1 day. Let them be for 2 days. Let them be for a week. Let them be for a month. Let them be for a year. Let them be for a 2 years. Let them be for a 3 years. Or we get married and let us be for lifelong. In all these places, forming has happened. Next would be storming. People will have indifferences. That is what I told. When marriage is looked from outside world and from far off, only the good things are visible. This team player knows, hey, that player from Karnataka team captain, how beautifully she plays. Na? But when she comes here, that is where she understands she has a lot of loopholes. She only plays one particular ball so beautifully. There is another particular ball, when a ball is actually flew towards the left side, she cannot move her hand because her hand is having a little tear here, and she immediately has to drop that ball. She did not know she had this kind of a problem. Husband and wife, you did not know many such hidden things. When we come together, it comes. So storming is important. Then compromising, understanding everybody, norming, and then performing. And once the performance is done, you will get whatever the goal, your final exam is achieved. And then again next year reforming. So it will be a cyclic activity for you. Forming, storming, norming, performing, a journey. So when we talk about all this, you will find different mentality of people. All great leaders, they couldn't have achieved whatever they have achieved if he was a one-man army. Gandhiji wouldn't have actually chased the Britishers away. He knew it. So what Gandhiji had to do? He had to build a team. Who was his team members? Every citizen of India was his team members. But when will the team members listen to you? We will go to leadership skills there. आप भी आओगे चलो हम लड़ाई करते हैं? No. Subhash Chandra Bose, come, we will chase the Britishers out of India. I'll give you the weapon, we will fight. It was not easy task. He had very tough task because they had to start from forming. For you, a batch is formed and it is given. For Gandhiji, it was not like that. For him, it was not like that. For her to start missionaries of charity all across the world, it was not an easy task. So what happens? That forming is also very, very important. Irrespective of, in spite of whoever is given, I will take them up. See, there are certain schools, not because I want to say, I am saying, there are certain schools who only take 90% students, push them to 95. Good, great. I will take anybody and I will push them 5% up. That is the challenge. If God says, I will select the sacred few and I will push them up, what will the others feel? They will be feeling left out. Instead of doing such things, don't do such things only. As a teacher, it is our moral responsibility to whatever level you are, I will go and I will lift you up a little. So, forming is important. You had to bring everybody together. Then working together was also important. Everybody's understanding, working together. And then norming was important. Then we started performing. All these people had this challenge. He had this challenge, Dhirubhai Ambani had this challenge, Gandhiji had this challenge, Modi ji had this challenge, even Mother Teresa had this challenge. So as a captain, as a leader, we will have to exhibit all these responsibilities. Sometimes they don't coordinate. For whatever reason, people don't want to coordinate. So you will have to somehow do certain tricks and try to bring them into coordination. We will play a small activity, and whenever they announce a tea break, as you told, 1 hour tea break we will announce. See, we will make a team. Can you count? 0, 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9. Again 0,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. 9, 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Sir and me, we will be coordinating the batch. Okay, sir, if you can come here, we will create 2 batches. We will call it as Team A and Team B. The front row will be called as the Team A and Team B will be the back row. Okay, and we will decide on a captain. I'll give you 10 seconds. You will have to tell me who will be your captain. 10, 9, who will be your captain also? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, can you spell it?
M-U-S-H-A-H-I-D. M-U-S-H-A-H-I-D.
M-U-S-H-A. Okay, now it's a simple game. All of you will stand. I'll give you a number. Sir, you join me, sir. Ma'am, ನೀವು ಕೆಮ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಕೆಂಪು ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. People will look for excuse. For what reason I can tell and I did not perform. I'm telling you, with your students, what will be the challenges. Okay, now, sir, you will have to mark the results. I will be giving you a number, you will have to stand in that order. There should not be any confusion. Okay, now the first assignment would be, sir, you will start marking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you will have to stand in row 0 to 9. 0 to 9. You will have to stand in a row 0 to 9. Quick, 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 quick. Whoever stands first will be the winner. Sir, we will check. 0 to 9. So once you are ready, you can let me know. I have asked you that you will have to stand 0 to 9. 0 to 9. 0 to 9. If you are ready, let me know. You don't want to participate? Whoever participates will win.
Team A.
Okay. No, it should be in one order. These people did. Let me check. You lost the mark. Okay, now. Few people our talanu mele ettilla. Students hage ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Students will do that. No. Now in reverse order. Reverse order. Reverse. Sir, Kiran or 1 mark. 1 mark. 1 mark for Kiran. 1 mark for Kiran. Okay. Give them a big round of applause. 1 mark.
Number.
Okay. Now I will give you 2 minutes. Discuss. Why is there a problem here? Are you not happy with the leader?
So you are not doing
Irrespective of, in spite of whatever the situation is, we will have to perform. Yes. Irrespective of, in spite of whatever the situation is, we will have to perform. Life is not all about I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. Life is all about with whatever I have, what can I do? Okay. Now the next challenge is you will be given 10 counts. You should put maximum pens. A team will put there, B team will put here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This came little late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The winner would be these people. Means Mujahid. Give them a big round of applause. Take it back. Guys, maximum number of books. A team here, B team here. You will be given 20 counts. 20. 19, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 0. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll consider 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guys, now it will be guys, you will have to stand in a row. 98,650. 98,650. 98,000. See, where there are two numbers, you can leave a space. Okay? Where there are two numbers, you can leave a space. 0 is not an even number.
Two, sir.
ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
2, 4,
6,
8.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ.
space, 6,
4, 2.
0.
0 is not a even or an odd number, alva? Okay, then we will consider them as a even number. Okay. Now odd numbers. By the count of 10, mobiles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತಂದೆ
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಖಾಲಿ ಇದೆ ಇರಿ. ಇವಾಗ it's okay. Okay, guys, goggles in 10 counts. Goggles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. I would have given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
ನಂದು ಕೊಡಮ್ಮ.
Guys,
Watch.
98,000. 98,000. Zeros should be in between. Zeros always should be in between. 98,000. Okay. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು guys, you can sit for 2 minutes and then we will continue. Sit. Listening
ನಂಬರ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಲ ಅವರೇ
ಏನು ಸರಿ ನಾವು
ಇಲ್ಲ
Guys, we will go to the next level. We will give you certain alphabets also. B. It should be in order only. You are zero, na? 0 is A. B. C.
E.
I. J. A to J. Okay, see, now initially you will only say alphabet, then I will see whether the alphabet and the number are also coinciding, so that you don't forget it. A,
B, C, D, E.
You say your number also, then letter also. No, 0A.
Sir, 0
You are 0 only. No, you are 0. 0A.
ಸರ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೂರ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
1B.
ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡಿ
1.
ಬೋಲ್ ಎ
No, 0A. 1B.
1B ಓಕೆ 1B
ಇದು ಯಾರು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ they will be the winner. Practice ಮಾಡಿ. Are you ready? Okay.
Ready? Okay, yes, sir. Ready? We will start. Your batch. Who is the captain? Yes, sir. Ask them to start, sir.
ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
Ah.
08.
Next one.
1B, 2C, 3D, 4E.
6D is 5F.
Stop. Oh, I think next one.
1B
2C,
4E, 5F,
G ಅನ್ನೋದು
7X, 8J, 9J.
Okay, give them a big round. Now, in the reverse order, I'll give you a few minutes practice. Reverse order means if you are ready, you can let me know. You should not do mistake. If you do mistake, it gets cancelled. If both of you do, there won't be any marks given. Automatically, you can perform. I think you can try. Yes, ma'am.
9J, 8I, 7H, 6G, 5F, 4E, 3D.
2C,
1B
Sir.
9J.
8I, 7H.
6G. 5F.
4E, 3D, 2C, 1B.
0A.
Good. Give them a big round. Guys, we'll go for simple alphabets. Okay? You will have to form that alphabets and you will have to stand. Others should not move from the chair. Your coordination has to be only with the voice. Okay? How do you communicate when it has to be a coordinated communication? That is what we try to look. So sometimes what happens, right kind of instruction giving is also very, very important. So if you can give the right kind of information in a proper manner, that is also what we say effective communication skills. When it comes to communication, we will always observe that. Now we will go for BAT, BAT.
T. T ಇಲ್ಲ sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ.
Okay.
Okay. Get up, spring up from the board. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಮಗು ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಚೇರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. It has to be spontaneous. Okay? Who is B? B. Okay. Now we want in reverse order alphabets. All of you. Reverse order alphabets.
Sir, back ಚೇರಿಂದ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ.
I did not ask you to go there.
J.
I, H,
G. F.
E. C.
B.
Good. Give them.
ಇಲ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಡ.
9,87,064. Okay. Now we will go for a little bit of brainstorming. All of you can sit. Please sit.
ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ರೌಂಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ.
most of the team B's problem was, I thought you would do it. I thought you would do it. I thought you would do it. That is also dangerous. All of us will do it. That is also dangerous. There is a work for everybody and everybody should be doing that work only. So everybody's responsibility is nobody's responsibility. So a good captain is the one who knows how to assign responsibility, give equal opportunities to everybody, and that plays a very important role. When you are talking to your students, this coordination is very, very important. Now, I thought you would do, I thought you would do, everybody's responsibility is nobody's responsibility. When there is no coordination, always remember, all of us are a team. It is not that A and B team. We are playing as A and B team so that the match practice will make us best. So, we should not treat them as A team or B team. It is one team. This is only a practice session. So, helping each other also plays a very important role. Actually, we play a balloon game where we talk about together everybody achieves more. Most of them will not understand. So, a rule book will be given. Those who retain their balloon by the end of the next 60 seconds will be the winner. Continue. Everybody will be interested in breaking each other's balloon. And ultimately what happens? Nobody would be having a balloon and I will declare none of you is the winner. Because the way we get into arrogance you will not understand. When we play this game, we can bring a devil out of you. We will unnecessarily take few pins and we will put it here. Just because I have put the pins, that doesn't mean that you should take and puncture each other's. You take a message wrong. Most of the time the quarrel between the religious people is only happening because the message is taken wrong. You take according to your convenience. I did not actually mean that. I keep a lot of pins there, safety pins, I keep scissors, all kinds of tools I have kept, and I say those who will retain this balloon till the end will be the winner. And I will make two teams here also. So what happens? Everybody's intention is to blast each other's balloon, assuming three of them award their balloon, and I say we will extend it for one more 60 seconds. Everybody will be looking at the three people and everybody will barge into them. We become devils. And our only motive is go and pin them. And then we say, what stupidity it is. Everybody could have retained your balloon and everybody could have achieved. We as a team, we won. Everybody would have applauded. One of the Chanakya Niti says, this is how we will have to live in India. Together, all religion achieves more. That is the message we will have to pass on to the outside world. It looks very simple. For whatever is happening from past 3-4 days, we have a message to the outside world. You live on your own, we live on our own. We respect our religion, you respect your religion. We don't have anything against each other's religion. You worship whomsoever you want, we will worship whomsoever we want. That is the way we will have to live. No, I will puncture your God and you will puncture my God. What stupidity it is. It is not team building at all. So when we bring the students, again I am telling you, one of the greatest moral responsibility of each and every one of you who are teaching skills is to put him some gyan of life skills and tell him don't fall prey for such wrongdoings. Some of the so-called leaders are there who want to encash it and we are becoming fools. We are playing according to them. They are offering biscuit and we are going. We should stand tall and we should say no, we are firm to our decision. Who will be the leader? In one such exercise, one of them will shout, guys, I have an announcement before we could start. Anyway, we are starting. By not disturbing anybody's balloon, all of us will be the winners. I pledge I will not actually blast any other balloon, irrespective of what others do to me. Can everybody take that call? Everybody will understand, yes, there is reality there. And when we actually safeguard ourselves, automatically the entire nation is safeguarded and we will start growing economically. This is one. And most of us, what we do, we have this kind of a character. That means if both is sinking, these two are not helping and they are saying, anyway it is not happening here now, let us leave it.
Any such unto when it happens in entire India, we should not just let it go. Even let it be in Kashmir, let it be in Kanyakumari. Most of us, what happens? Nammane kanna biddil valla. That is most dangerous. We will have to put the right kind of information into the students and tell them, irrespective of the hole is here, it slowly will sink the entire Titanic ship. It was a simple crack. When the Titanic actually hit, you should understand the mistakes and the problems when it is a simple one, because when it becomes laborious, you cannot handle. So somebody goes up to his teacher and says, dear teacher, yes, I have small problems. I sometimes say small lies. I sometimes give small excuse. I sometimes do small betrayal. I sometimes act small selfishness. Do you think it is okay? The teacher could have told, no, it is not okay. He wouldn't have understood. He told, you be with me till the end of the day, you will get an answer. You will get a practical answer. You want practical answer? Yes, Guruji. Theoretical answer is no. Practical answer means wait, be with me till the end of the day, you will get an answer. So what happens? The Guruji takes him to one rose garden. Every now and then the student is asking, G answer. You will get the answer by the end of the day. It takes him to a rose garden. It is around 3 acres of rose garden, so beautifully done. And he goes on to one small elevator kind of a thing. They stand there, and when they look at the rose garden, it looks so beautiful. The teacher says, what do you have to say about this rose garden? When you look from the perspective of, I want to identify one wrong here. I really want to identify one wrong here. So many good is happening in the entire nation, but my intention is to identify one wrong here. And he looks there and says, Guruji, what? There is one lemon plant at the center. It is looking very odd. Okay, you go and uproot it. Okay, Guruji, he goes with a chisel and axle and he uproots the entire root and he throws it, and again he comes back and he watches. How beautiful is this garden? It's really beautiful. Good. Let us go to the next mango grove. They go to the mango grove. It's a 10 acre of mango grove. They go on the top of the hill, and when they are watching, it was that fruit yielding climate, and the mangoes were looking so golden white, yellow, and it was such a beautiful sight. When this sight was shown to the student and Guruji asked, what do you feel about this mango grove? Again, when you really want to look for a wrong, there is wrong in every one of us. There is wrong in every religion which somebody may not accept. He looks at one such big tree which is not a mango tree, and he looks at it and says, Guruji, I think that mango tree, it's between so many mango trees, that one odd tree is not looking right. It is also a thorny tree. So you do like this, go and uproot it. He takes the chisel and he walks a little steps and he looks back. Guruji, are you testing that I am a fool or not? Why? Because you are asking me to remove that big tree. If it was a plant, I could have removed it. If I try to remove that big tree, all the trees surrounding that will be disturbed. That is what I also wanted to say. When your lies is small, when your excuse is small, when your betrayal is small, when your messages in Facebook is small, during that time only, if somebody is not going to take action, when it becomes too big, you cannot handle it. So, your attitude of small wrongs has to be corrected right now. This was a message that he gives. Together as a team, can I be a part of a team? Even in big MNC companies, they look at, can he be a part of a team and then work? They don't like one-man army. Because wherever you go, together only you can achieve. All great leaders, they attained great achievement only because they were good in working as a team. Ratan Tata decided he wanted to have nano for the middle class. It did not happen. He had to build a team for that. And the team had to perform in actually designing a low-cost car. He had to first imbibe that faith in every team member and tell, we need to do something to those poor people. And he actually shares what he saw. I saw a family who wanted to save themselves from the being wet. They could not. They all were wet. I just got this idea, why don't we give them a shelter at the cost of the scooter? I want you to build this dream. Can you build? People will get motivated, they will do. This is what he told to the research team, and they did. And together as a team they achieved. So you should bring that togetherness in your class, and there each other's knowledge will start building up and everybody will grow out of it. Okay, the weakest of that will be the weakest link. So what we will have to do, we'll have to try and build him up also. When we talk about the team building, these activities will come. It should not be like one person says I want to take off, one person thinks I want to take down. It does not work. Team coordination is always like this. Even among friends, in groups, sometimes there will be bad days with your colleague also. What is team? I think he's little out of mood. Let us not disturb him. What out of mood? It is office. I really want to disturb. Why do you want to disturb? You don't know what has happened to him at home. Someday somebody will be odd. Leave them aside. Leave them alone. This understanding is what is called as team understanding. That has to be with you. And when they can perform, they will perform. When they cannot perform, they will not. These understanding, and most of the time when we work as a team together, we can achieve. And most of us will work and we will be directionless. That person will be going this side, you will be going this side. It should not happen. So this is also wrong, this is also wrong, this is also wrong, this is right. That is how we will have to achieve. Most of the time the picture itself speaks a lot of words. This is called as collaboration. This is non-collaboration. This is also non-collaboration. This is also non-collaboration. You should teach students to get into these kind of activities so that they can automatically solve problems. Otherwise what happens, you weigh the load and the track will be like this. A big mountain, they have put a track, and because there was no coordination, this is aligned, these two are not aligned because of bad coordination. So one of the important aspects is all about this. Next we will talk about leadership skills. We can take a break and afterwards we will meet.